I walk every day, but why do I feel more tired, more worn out? This simple, sincere question was raised in a video, and it echoes the quiet wonder of so many people in their later years. After turning 76, many still encourage each other with the old saying, walk more. But today, more doctors are beginning to advise, walk less. It sounds strange, even contradictory. But if you listen closely, you'll understand what they really mean. Walking isn't wrong, but walking alone is not enough. Because some people walk daily, and yet they still fall. Their knees still ache, they still feel exhausted without knowing why. This video will help you understand that after age 76, the most precious thing isn't the number of steps you take, it's the 7 habit shifts that doctors now say should come first. Why are these 7 changes so important? Because they protect the strength in your legs, your ability to balance, the flexibility of your joints, and most importantly, your independence and inner peace. When your body starts to weaken, when you can no longer get up without leaning on a cane or a wall, it's not just a physical decline, it's a quiet loss of freedom. So today, let's take a gentler step forward, not by walking more, but by walking smarter. And on that path, here are 7 essential things you deserve to know. This story begins with the smallest of moments, yet it changed an entire spring for one grandmother. Helen, 80 years old, lives alone in a small house in the suburbs of Florida. Every morning, she walks around the block near her home. Neighbors often tease her, calling her the sporty girl in her 80s, because the way she moves is still more agile than many people in their 60s. But one afternoon, something unexpected happened. Helen's little granddaughter accidentally dropped a ball in the kitchen. It rolled toward her feet. Helen took a step back and fell. Not because she was weak, not because she didn't see it, but because her balance reflex wasn't as quick as it used to be. That fall sent her to the hospital for 3 weeks with a broken hip, and for the first time in 15 years, she couldn't walk to the park on her own like she used to. Surprising, isn't it? Someone like Helen, who walked regularly every day, still fell. But here's something science has made very clear. According to the CDC, 1 in 4 people over 65 will experience a fall every year. And more than 95% of hip fractures in older adults are caused by falls, not by illness, but by a split second of lost balance. The reason isn't simply physical weakness, it's a decline in reflexes. Reflexes are one of those abilities we don't notice until they're no longer there. Walking, in itself, is a repetitive motion. 1 foot in front of the other, step by step on smooth sidewalks. Nothing unpredictable. But life isn't like that. Life has small stones, unexpected stair steps, a child dashing by, or a ball rolling across the floor. And in those moments, only trained balance reflexes can help your body react in time. You don't need fancy equipment, you just need habits. Try standing on 1 foot while brushing your teeth every morning. Each afternoon, walk slowly through your home in a straight line, heel to toe, 1 step at a time. Practice Tai Chi twice a week, a routine proven to improve balance and reduce fall risk by up to 55%, according to a 2021 study published in the Journal of Gerontology. Do a simple march in place every morning, lifting your knees, breathing steadily, keeping your arms balanced for just 5 minutes. These small movements activate key muscles in your ankles, hips, and core, tiny but essential muscle groups that support your reflexes and balance. You don't need to do a lot, you just need to do it consistently. And most importantly, don't just hope that your balance is still good. Practice it, bit by bit, because this is a life-saving skill, literally. If you're watching this and something in this message resonates with you, leave a comment below with the phrase, "I'm still balanced," to let me know you're with me on this journey. And if you've ever had a near fall or experienced one, don't hesitate to share. Your story might help someone else stay safer tomorrow. Martin, age 73, used to love long walks. Every morning, he would step out of his house and walk 5 miles, a routine he believed kept him strong and youthful. But after a few years, Martin started to notice changes. His knees ached, especially at night. He heard subtle clicking sounds whenever he stood up. Climbing stairs became harder. Eventually, he had to cut back on walking, not because he wanted to, but because it caused him pain. He visited a physical therapist who said something that startled him. Walking isn't wrong. But walking on hard surfaces, like concrete, for many years can wear down your joint cartilage faster. Did you know? According to research from the U.S. National Institute on Aging, up to 33% of people over age 70 suffer from chronic joint pain, especially in the knees, hips, and ankles. One of the most common causes? Repeated pressure on the same joint area over long periods, especially on hard surfaces. When you walk often without changing terrain, without proper warm-ups, and without giving your joints adequate rest, you may unknowingly speed up joint aging. So the advice is, don't stop moving, move smarter. Here are some gentle forms of movement that are incredibly beneficial for joint health. Aqua aerobics reduces joint pressure by up to 75% compared to regular walking. Swimming not only relaxes joints, but also boosts endurance and cardiovascular health. Recumbent biking, a great option for those with knee pain, improves circulation without straining joints. Seated stretches, simple movements like shoulder rolls, gentle twists, and thigh stretches can be done right from your sofa. Chair yoga, perfect for seniors, gentle, effective, and helps improve full body flexibility. Remember, rest doesn't mean giving up. It means giving your body a chance to recover and heal. Don't let the idea of "I must stay constantly active" rob you of your ability to move comfortably for years to come. And if you still love walking, here are a few ways to do it while protecting your joints. Choose soft terrain like grass or dirt trails over hard sidewalks. Wear cushioned shoes that support both your ankles and arches. Avoid walking early in the morning or late at night when your muscles are more prone to stiffness. Warm up before each walk. Gently rotate your knees, twist your hips, and bend forward slightly to loosen your body. You know, one of the main reasons older adults stop being active isn't because they're weak, it's because of pain. And often, that pain comes from joints that haven't been properly cared for. Let your joints be loved, with gentle kindness, with mindful movement, with listening instead of forcing. If you're still watching this, please share one thing that has helped ease pain in your knees, hips, or ankles. Maybe it was a certain exercise, a great pair of shoes, or simply knowing when to rest. Your comment might be the spark of hope for someone out there whose knees are aching and who doesn't know where to start. Barbara, age 79, lives alone. Independent and proud of her mental clarity, she walked every morning, read the paper, and kept up with her housework. On the outside, she seemed lively and cheerful. But lately, she had started forgetting the names of familiar neighbors. Once, she stood in the kitchen and completely forgot what she had gone in there for. At a routine checkup, her doctor asked her a simple question. "Have you learned anything new recently?" She was silent. That question struck a chord, because it had been a very long time since she tried anything new. According to a study published in Neurology, seniors over 70 who regularly engage in mentally stimulating activities, like learning a new language, playing an instrument, or solving puzzles, reduce their risk of cognitive decline by up to 30% compared to those who stick to familiar routines. We often focus on exercising our bodies, but we forget an equally important muscle, the brain. Our brains thrive on stimulation, not from repetition, but from novelty and attention. Here are some simple ways to gently awaken your brain. Learn to cook a new dish. It doesn't need to be fancy, just different from your usual meals. Handwrite a letter to an old friend. This sparks memory and emotional connection. Memorize a short poem, just 2 lines a day, spoken aloud. Play brain games, Sudoku, crosswords, or dominoes for 10 minutes a day. Learn a few words in Spanish, French, or Italian, not to become fluent, but to give your mind a playful challenge. Did you know? According to Harvard Health Publishing, just 15 minutes a day of new intellectual activity can keep your mind sharp for years, even after age 75. After that doctor's visit, Barbara started learning to cook Italian dishes on YouTube. She shared that even though it took her a whole week to make her first bowl of pasta, during that process, she laughed more, felt more excited, and almost forgot about her forgetfulness. Mental activity doesn't need to be complicated. It just needs curiosity, courage to try, and patience with yourself. Because growing old isn't about slowing down, it's about deepening how we live. If you're still watching, share a mental activity you've tried or something new you want to start this week. Whether it's a song, a puzzle, or just writing a few lines in your journal, your comment could inspire someone else in our community to grow wiser and more mindful every day. Leonard, age 78, used to love walking. Every day, he would stroll around his neighborhood, confident that it was the best way to stay healthy. But recently, he started feeling more fatigued. He'd run out of breath even on short routes. He thought it was just old age. During a routine checkup, his doctor noticed that Leonard had a hunched posture and was breathing shallowly from his chest. The doctor explained that Leonard's posture and breathing were affecting his oxygen intake and circulation, forcing his heart to work harder to supply his body with oxygen. After age 76, the body undergoes many changes, including declining muscle strength and reduced lung function. A hunched back and shallow chest breathing can lead to reduced lung capacity, increased strain on the heart, fatigue, and decreased mobility. A study from the University of Colorado found that deep, slow breathing can increase oxygen absorption by up to 20% compared to shallow breathing, reducing fatigue and improving brain function. Another study in Scientific Reports 2021 found that practicing diaphragmatic breathing for just 10 minutes a day significantly lowers blood pressure and reduces anxiety in older adults. On top of that, maintaining proper posture helps you breathe better. According to BMC Geriatrics 2024, just 6 weeks of posture training led to an average 12% increase in lung capacity and noticeable reductions in back pain among seniors over 75. So, let's begin with some small changes. I can continue translating the list of recommendations in your next request. Practice diaphragmatic breathing each morning. Place one hand on your belly, inhale deeply through your nose until your belly rises, then exhale slowly through your mouth. Repeat 10 times a day. Check your posture when sitting or standing. Always keep your spine straight, shoulders open, and chin level. Avoid hunching over or rounding your shoulders when using the phone or watching TV. Stretch your chest and shoulders gently. Spend 5 minutes each morning and evening doing light stretches. Bonus points if you pair it with soft, calming music. Leonard followed exactly what the doctor recommended. After just 3 weeks of posture and breathing exercises, he felt less tired, slept more soundly, and most notably, no longer experienced shortness of breath when walking like before. If you've ever tried deep breathing or posture improvement exercises, or if you have a small tip that helps you breathe more comfortably, please share it in the comments below. Your experience might be the encouragement someone else needs to feel supported. Margaret, 81, lives alone in a small apartment on the outskirts of town. After her husband passed and her children moved far away, she gradually withdrew from social activities. At first, she believed the quiet would bring her peace, but over time, feelings of loneliness and emptiness began to settle into her daily life. Social isolation doesn't just affect our mood, it genuinely impacts our physical health. According to the World Health Organization, WHO, around 1 in 4 older adults worldwide live in social isolation. This condition increases the risk of heart disease, stroke, depression, and cognitive decline. A study from Brigham Young University found that chronic loneliness can increase the risk of early death by up to 26%, a number equivalent to smoking 15 cigarettes a day. By contrast, those who maintain strong, quality social connections are more likely to live longer, have more stable blood pressure, preserve mental clarity over time. So what matters isn't how many friends you have, it's whether you genuinely connect with someone each day. Here are a few simple ways to stay socially connected. Make a phone or video call to a loved one at least once a week. Join a local community group, even if it's just to have tea and chat. Volunteer at the library, church, or a nearby senior center. Write a letter by hand. It may feel old-fashioned, but it carries deep emotion. Share a skill you have, like cooking, sewing, or gardening, with someone younger. Margaret eventually joined a small book club in her neighborhood. She said, "I didn't just read books, I saw myself reflected in the eyes of others." Since then, her once silent kitchen has echoed with laughter each week. If you have a favorite activity that helps you feel more connected to others, share it below. It might be the precious suggestion someone else needs to rediscover meaning in this chapter of life. James, 77, used to be a night owl. He often stayed up until midnight watching the news or listening to the radio. But recently, he began waking up at 2 or 3 a.m., unable to fall back asleep. During the day, he felt sluggish, forgetful, and less alert than before. This isn't unusual. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, nearly 50% of people over age 65 suffer from chronic sleep disturbances. Short, shallow sleep and frequent nighttime awakenings are common, but they shouldn't be accepted as normal. Poor sleep can seriously affect short-term memory and concentration, blood pressure and heart rate, immune system strength and healing speed, mood and mental health. According to the American Academy of Sleep Medicine, older adults who sleep 7 to 8 hours per night are 30% less likely to develop heart disease, diabetes, or depression compared to those who frequently lack sleep. Quality sleep doesn't come from sleeping pills. It comes from healthy habits. Turn off electronic devices at least an hour before bed. Go to bed and wake up at the same time every day, even on weekends. Keep your bedroom dark, quiet, and cool. Avoid heavy meals and caffeine after 5 p.m. Try deep breathing or light meditation before lying down. James started meditating for 10 minutes before bed and replaced nighttime TV with gentle reading. After just 3 weeks, he was sleeping more soundly, waking less during the night, and felt noticeably more refreshed in the morning. Good sleep doesn't just help you recover, it also helps you stay sharp, balanced, and physically strong. If you're watching this video and you have a tip that helps you sleep better, or if you're facing a sleep-related challenge, please share it in the comments below. Sometimes a small story from you could be the key that helps someone else rediscover a peaceful night's rest.